Alright, what we've got here is a video of a bunch of random Dells that I've picked up recently. Although this isn't actually one of them. I've had this one for a while. It's just taken me until now to actually look at it. It is a Dell Vostro. It's actually a Dell Vostro 430. I picked up another one that has an i7 in it. This one's just got an i5. I'm not really sure why I grabbed them both, but I figure they're a little bit too nice to just let sit and rot, so there's that. And you actually could reuse these cases. It's not like the older ones. It's actually a Vostro 430A, but it's not like the older ones where the motherboard I/O plate was molded into the case. This one's got a removable I/O plate. Looks like it had a video card, but it doesn't anymore. I don't know if I've got one sitting out here I can put into it. I don't know if I really care enough. I forget exactly what it is. I think it's an i5 750 with like maybe 4 gigs of RAM. It might have 8. It's a little bit newer than the Vostro 400 that I also have. Go ahead and pull off the cover there. Yeah, Bestech. Ew. This has got a hard drive in it. Huh. I thought I removed the drives from these. It looks like... What is that RAM? I can't read it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to read it. But it is DDR3, so that's nice. And... yeah, this is basically, like I said, the newer version of the Vostro 400. For the most part, it's exactly the same. It's just that the case is slightly different. Even the exterior of the case is slightly different, but the interior is pretty much exactly the same. I think all the connections are basically in the same place. Might have a few more front panel connections when we take a look at what's under here. And it's got the 4 USB and the headphone and the microphone. I thought it had FireWire. I thought that's what that connection was, but it's not. And there's no card reader either. This one's got... is that a dual layer? I can't tell. I'll assume it's not. But, so... it's also got PS2. That's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cabled up, and we'll see what it does. If it does anything neat. Okay. These all worked when they left work. So I see no reason why they wouldn't work now. Broadcom Net Extreme. That's the Ethernet. Alright, it's standard AMI BIOS. You can see Vostro 430. Oh, it's an i5 650. I thought it was a 750. I'm not sure why. 4 gigs of RAM, 1333. That's not bad, I guess. $320 GB hard drive. So, let's see. It should be... is there an option in here for AHCI? Doesn't look like there is. No, that's... oh, there it is. SATA mode AHCI. That's a weird position for it. But that's okay. There's no monitoring functionality or anything like that. Dell. See if it boots anything. Looks like Windows 7 again. Well, this might actually start. I may have to stop the video depending upon what this does. Does the optical drive work? Yeah, that works. Cool. I don't want this to take too long, because I've got a couple more I want to look at. Mouse works. Control-Alt-Delete. Yeah, that's a default install. It's probably hooked up to domain. Yeah, it's on domain, so that's not going to really work. And since I don't know if it came out of this machine or not, I'm not sure what the local admin password is, so whatever. Doesn't really matter. Alright. This one's a little bit newer. This is a Dell Inspiron. I think it's a 620. See if we can take a look here. The optical drive. Another DVD burner. It's got a SD card reader that I think is actually a combo reader, but it's just got the one slot. You only get 2 USB ports on the front, and your headphone microphone. Windows 7 license. Take a look. There's your power supply. It's got a video card. It's actually got an Ethernet, a wireless card on it, but I did not get the antennas, which kind of sucks. And it looks like there is no PS2. Yeah, Inspiron 620. So, I think this is a Sandy Bridge system. It might be a Clarkfield, or Clarksdale, or whatever it actually was called. I almost called it a Kentfield, but that's Core 2 silicon. Here's my screwdriver. I shouldn't have to use a screwdriver to get a thumb screw out of a system, but I found that on a lot of these. It's a necessity. It's really irritating, too, because they're supposed to be thumb screws. So, whatever. Should be able to take off the cover now. It's got a Dell branded power supply, but they almost certainly didn't make it. 300 watt. If you take a look, again, it's got a pretty similar overall layout. It's only got 2 RAM slots though, so that kind of sucks. And here are your drive bays. I hope that I have the rails for these drive bays. I think, yeah, I do. Alright, so yeah, that's not bad. I guess you could put a drive there as well if you really wanted to. So, it's got that. Although does that actually face? Yeah, it does. So, no, I don't think you could actually install something like a front panel card reader or anything like that in this. Not that you'd want to, it's already got a card reader. Well, let's hook it up and try it out. Okay, it turned on immediately as soon as I plugged it in. So, let's see here. I have 2 to run setup. That's the wrong keyboard. Obviously, since there's no hard drive, I can't really do much. Okay, this camera is... Can it even see that LED down there? There we go. I think it's brighter than the sun itself. It's almost like a laser. But, anyway. Yeah, there's almost certainly an updated BIOS for this. i5-2310. So I think it's basically the slightly better, or slightly newer version of the 2300 I've got on a board somewhere around here. 8 gigs of RAM. That's not bad. Of course, there's no drive. I'm wondering, Aptio, does this actually have any UEFI? I don't think so. I think this predates that still. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Yeah, this does not seem to have... Yeah, there's no UEFI on this. So, probably ultimately a good thing. Well, there's not much else I can do with that because it's got no drive. So we'll get the next one out. This one's probably the nicest of the bunch. It's a Dell Xps. I think it's an XPS 8300 with a THX True Studio sound system. i7. I think it's a Sandy bridge. Pretty sure it's a Sandy bridge. And if I remember right, this actually has an Intel SSD in it. So, again, there's your front panel right there. You take a look here. It's got an added video card. There's an eSATA. Yep, there we go. XPS 8300. Again, there's no PS2, but, you know, you can't ask for much with a weenie modern computer such as this. Manufactured 2011. Let's see if I can get the cover off here. Alright. Looks like, I'm not sure what video card that is, but fully populated with RAM. I guess 8 gigs. Might be 16, but I'd guess 8. There's the SSD. Yeah, it's got an Intel SSD. This is a 460 watt power supply. And other than that, looks like a pretty standard overall setup. Some of the newer ones actually had an mSATA slot, but this one does not. It does have the slot for the wireless, if one wanted to add such. And it is kind of tempting to maybe try and add it, although I'd have to add the antennas too, and that's more of a pain in the butt than anything else. So maybe I just won't bother. Ethernet's probably good enough. Oh, actually, what am I saying? It looks like it's already got the antennas. So that's neat. Of course, that tape is completely gone now. Again, it turned on immediately. So we'll see if we can get into setup here. I don't want that. I want you to go into setup. Okay, should have gone into setup. Yeah, here we go. Aptio Revision A06. There we go. i7 2600. 12 gigs of RAM. So I guess it must have had 4 gigs originally and it was upgraded with 8 additional gigs. That's a 480 gig SSD. Holy crap. I thought it was only a 250. Wow. I may actually take that out of there and put that to something else. Assuming that it's, you know, actually good. Does this one actually have UEFI? I don't know. I don't think this one's got UEFI either. Might be just a couple generations too old for that. Yeah. We'll go ahead and we'll exit setup. And it's going to boot. Again, I may need to stop the video depending upon what it does. Because, start Windows normally. Because this will need to be wiped. So, for having an SSD, that's kind of slow. I would have expected it to be a little faster. I didn't show it with the Inspiron 620, but these are newer systems that don't have hard drive LEDs. Which, I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Yeah, this should be quite a bit faster than that. It's got an SSD. What is going on here? Okay, here we go. I have no mouse. Alright. Windows 7 Enterprise. Yeah, so this is going to be another domain. So there's not much I can do with it. But maybe we'll just turn it off. I got one more Dell to look at. This one is the newest of the bunch. Still a Dell, of course, but this is an Optiplex 7010. Looks like, again, pretty similar set of features, but it's new enough to have USB 3.0 on the front. Also, interestingly, has the Ubuntu sticker on it, even though I'm pretty sure it came with Windows. Well, maybe it didn't. I don't actually see a Windows certificate of authenticity on this. So, yeah, it must have come with Linux originally. I know it was running Windows. And you can see it's got PS2. Looks like dual display port. Thankfully, it's got VGA. But more USB. Looks like a combo line-in microphone jack. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It had a video card, but it was pulled. Probably because it had a bad fan. But this is a 3770. At least I'm pretty sure it's an i7. Yeah. So yeah, this is a 3770. I thought I had both caddies. In fact, I was pretty sure I had both caddies for hard drives, but I think these are just standard Dell caddies. Is there a drive in there? Yeah, there is. I'll be damned. Yeah, like I said, I think those are standard caddies, so I can easily get another one. It's not a big deal. Looks pretty much exactly the same to the XPS we just looked at. Maybe slightly different. That is a... what the heck is this? 275 watts. Probably honestly specified as a 300. Because I know that Dell used to overrate these. Although these newer ones, I don't know. Some of these have got a habit of blowing up rather violently, so who knows if it's actually good quality. Oh, I thought it was going to turn on. There we go. Alright, preparing to enter setup. So this will have the newer setup utility, I think. And here we go. The graphical one with the mouse control. I'm glad it's got PS2. You can see information. Manufactured 2012. Purchased 2013 though. 8 gigs of RAM. ST500LX. The heck is that? Does it have a solid-state hybrid drive in it? Because I don't think that's an SSD. So, I thought it was an SSD. I guess it's got a hybrid drive. Image server. Yeah, this has got UEFI on it. Doesn't surprise me. When we'll exit, I think it just turned off. Turn back on again. Dell. What is this running? Fedora or Windows 7? Let's go to Windows 7. See if it'll boot. That is the original drive. I'm pretty sure that's a solid-state hybrid drive, which is interesting. I had one of those years ago, but man, what a piece of crap it was. Yeah, I had a, what was it, a desktop solid-state hybrid drive. And I think I still have it somewhere, but it developed a lot of bad sectors too. It's pretty typical of a Seagate hard drive. They just aren't that reliable. They'll continue working for quite a while, but they'll just ramp up on the bad sectors really quickly. And I find that they are not calibrated very well either. You get a lot of read errors, seek errors, etc., etc. Or maybe they just report it a little bit more accurately. That's also a possibility. Okay, does this have onboard speakers? I think it does. Is it going to do anything nefarious? Alright, yeah, this is another domain-connected PC, so not much I can do with that. It's Fedora Core 17, so I guess it's not that interesting, really. So, there are your Dells. So, 4 computers in one video. How about that? Thank you for watching, and if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below.